like, share, subscribe. Shouts out to the Lions Den community. And don't y'all forget to subscribe to the podcast show. Link will be pinned in the top of the chat.
Just name the channel who could bang with us. I'll prove that you are smoking dust. GGD Media is top notch in this game, y'all. You failures only have your self to blame, y'all. Cricket TV and a weapons make you suckers cry. Why don't you close your channel, crawl into a hole and die? Shout out to those who love our movement, no, we'll never flop until you stick your mouth on LDBC. We are the underground outfit, y'all. We built this whole thing by ourselves, no in y'all. Independence start with self-preservation. If you can't take care of self, then how can you build a nation, y'all? Yup, we got that merch for the ladies and yes, we even got that merch for the babies and we got appliances and everything that you will need. We got some banging songs that make anemic haters bleed.
All right, man. Y'all press 1 if y'all can hear me in the comments, man. Let me get a mic check. 1 2 1 2. Again, press 1 if you guys can hear me in the comment section. News for everybody that's in here, man. I have some breaking news. Again, press 1. I tried to tell y'all this yesterday. This is what happens when they try to go against me. Come in the comments trolling, make videos trolling, and you get clapped. I tried to tell y'all what was going on. So to the person who came in here and said, Cap, you ought to know me by now, sir. I was never capping, sir. I was never capping. You ought to know me by now. You ought to know how I operate. You ought to know how I move. You ought to know how I get down, sir. I ain't coming in here playing no games with nobody, sir. I was never capping. It was just revealed in court today, right now, sir. And I told you guys, I told everybody that's listening to this video, salute to everybody that's tapped on there. Appreciate all y'all. If y'all haven't subscribed, share the video, like the video. And let me go ahead and block this clown. Yeah, you blocked. You out of here, dog. Because I told you I don't have no time to play with you little kids. I'm on some grown man shit. Now, like I said before, I told y'all that the feds got extra clips. They didn't want to listen to me. Oh, ticket, man. Oh, they're going to lose witness 3. They're going to lose this case. No, they're not. I told y'all the feds got all these other victims and people that they got that they ain't even used. I've been told y'all that. It was in the paperwork. That the feds already said, look, we got all these other people we ain't even used yet. Like, they got, the feds have already said in the paperwork prior that they got victims and stuff that they're not even using in this trial. I told y'all what they're going to do. Everybody said, oh, what happened to all those other people that's making allegations? The feds ain't even got to use all of them. They got so much already. If they use all those other people, this man will be on trial for 3 years. But since y'all want to play this game with me when I don't want to play, let's get to it. According to reports out of TMZ, and let me make sure I put this on the screen for y'all, because, you know, you got to shine somebody. You understand what I'm saying? You know, today in court, the prosecutors have now revealed yet another victim in the paperwork that they have released today in court. And according to this report, and I told you guys, but they don't want to listen to me, even though I'm the KING, period, when it comes to talking this shit right here. You understand what I'm saying? It says the list of alleged Diddy victims involved in a sex trafficking trial is expanding because we've learned, according to TMZ, that the feds also have a witness they're calling victim number 5. And then I tell y'all yesterday they still had 3 other victims outside of victim number 3. I told y'all this. They came in here and said, oh, you're lying. Ticket, you're capping. Nigga, I ain't lying. Nigga, I read all the paperwork. I've been trying to tell y'all this. The feds got so many victims they ain't even using. It's crazy. And y'all didn't want to listen. I just said, look, all they're going to do is hit this dude at the last second and show him, well, we got more victims. What you think? You think we joking? It says prosecutors buried the existence of the 5th alleged victim in legal documents last month. They didn't bury it. You bums didn't read the paperwork. You bums. You bums. You're bums. You're a bum. You are bums. Come in here bothering me, man. You're bums. You ain't on my level. You ain't on my level. I read all the paperwork. Every line. Y'all coming around here listening to bookmen. Don't know shit. The truth behind this, the truth behind that. It's all goddamn lies. Now they want to come out talking about the prosecution buried the existence of victim number 5. No, they didn't. It was right there in the paperwork the whole time. Y'all got multi-million-dollar people or corporations, and y'all ain't got people doing their right research? I'm going to tell y'all what happened. These people didn't want to read those 100-page documents. They didn't want to read those 30, 50-page documents. They were dropping documents of 30 pages, 50 pages, 100 pages of information pertinent to this case. I told y'all this. They didn't want to listen to me. That's why they always said reading is fundamental. I told all these buffoons and clowns. They didn't want to listen. I told them straight up. I said, bro, y'all don't see the play? Y'all don't see it? I told y'all this. They have more victims. Now they're talking on the article, oh, they buried the existence of life. No, they didn't. It was right there in the paperwork. If they would have hired me, you would have been on this. I've been saying this for the longest. It's insane. That's why I told y'all I knew exactly what the feds were going to do. The feds be outsmarting all these bums. They think they're going to beat the feds. You ain't going to beat the feds, man. When they come to play, they ain't playing right. They already had all these people lined up. So they knew that if one person dropped off, guess what? Next person up. Next person up. And while everybody running around here doing a fake ass victory lap, yeah, man, look, they lost victim 3. Man, I've been told y'all. That don't mean nothing. Did you read the paperwork? Try to tell them. They're going to learn like Penny the harder way. Now they want to talk about they buried this. No, they didn't bury it. You didn't do your homework as publications and news journalists. You got YouTubers out here doing the homework, reading the actual paperwork, going through the files. That's why I've been told all these clowns, when they come up here arguing me, Ticket, where's all the co-defenders? Bro, read the paperwork. It's all in the paperwork. They've been dropping this paperwork pre-trial. These people don't be reading the casework. That's how I know these people didn't pass class in school. I know they didn't pass class. These dudes had to fail class. They had other people taking their test, and they cheated their way through school. Because there ain't no damn way. There ain't no damn way. That's crazy work. There ain't no way. That's crazy. Y'all dudes out of y'all mind. Now they come out and hit this dude with the ether napalm bomb. Oh, well, they buried this. They didn't bury shit. It's right there in the paperwork. It's been in the paperwork the whole time. It's been right there. All this has been in the filings. Plus, I told y'all, they got multiple other people. This is the part y'all don't understand. They got multiple other people. Let me explain this. Other victims and witnesses. This is why I'm trying to tell y'all. They gonna fool y'all and made y'all think this dude gonna get off. Man, they finna hit this nigga with the ether napalm bomb on Monday. The shot heard around the world. This man gonna cry when he see all them people that turned on him and gave testimony, gave evidence to the state. He gonna cry in the car. I've been trying to tell y'all this. And I told y'all, didn't I tell y'all wait till the day? I said, wait till the day you finna find out. Because I knew that's what they was gonna do. You gotta have a smart mind to know how the feds gonna work. As soon as they talked about, the feds are not stupid. They knew of the potential that they could lose a certain witness. You know what they did? They got more witnesses waiting. It's just like, hey, I got something off the bench. People thought they was coming with a starting lineup and didn't have no bench. Man, they got a whole bench. Water boys, water girl, all kind of shit. That's why I be trying to tell these people, man, people will come in here and argue with me. So they're talking about some prosecutors buried the existence of the fifth alleged victim in legal documents last month. But victim 5 just came up in court Friday, today, as Diddy trial proceeds. That's all they did. They was gonna hit him with that anyways. All this stuff is in the paperwork. All this, they put on those reports about victim 3 to try to change the public perception. They ain't gonna change. It says now this person's identity is still unknown, but that could soon change because the judge ruled Friday that victim 5 got to reveal their name. According to the documents obtained by TMZ, the feds appear to be introducing this potential witness as evidence that Diddy committed an act of sexual misconduct in the past, which he's not being charged for in this criminal case. Diddy's legal team tried to keep this alleged victim story out of trial, but the judge is allowing some of the testimony from this victim. As for the other 4 alleged victims, Cassie has been established as victim 1. There are concerns about victim 3, and victim 3 is still not out. They still have not ruled victim 3 out. They can still pull a whamma, slamma, thank you, mama, and pull victim 3 in at the last second off the top rope, Macho King Randy Savage style on his ass. And what they gonna say? Nothing. They gonna run around here looking like Bookman, all that dribble, looking like a goddamn fool running around here. Right? In the court filings, it says, prosecutor said victim 2 is expected to deliver anonymous testimony about financial losses, dependency, and social isolation she experienced during their relationship, all of which made her more vulnerable to his coercion. The feds also say they have a 4th alleged victim, a former Diddy employee who was allegedly coerced into sexual acts. Y'all run around here. Y'all run around here shucking and jiving for a man, and Big Gene said it the best. Diddy helped destroy his own community. He watched it. Let me go to that. Let me go to that tape. Since they wanna cook, because I am a cooker. Since they wanna cook, let me go to that tape. Let me cue that tape. Because Big Gene told all the dialogue about the shit. Shout out to all the dialogue.
Life is more dangerous in danger outside of jail than it is in. Because they can't do the same, they can't do the same Epstein move again. They can't do the same Epstein. You know, my friend told me that they put up so many cameras after that Epstein stuff, they can't do that move again. Whether allegedly he did it to himself or somebody else did it to him, we don't know. Whether he's on a private island or he's in the grave, do we really know? The whole thing about it is that he may be safer in jail if people are making his beds and he's telling people to smile. He may be safer in jail than he is out. Man, I don't know. I thought he would have it hard, man, because since that was Brooklyn, and Brooklyn always stands up, and a lot of dudes from Brooklyn think that he led Big to his death. You understand? And by him being housed in Brooklyn, I thought that it would be real difficult for him. But, you know, Money talks, bullshit walks.
You heard about how they raided his cell?
Listen to me, man. They have done what they've done to every inmate that's ever been in jail. When they come and raid your cell, and they didn't only raid his cell, bro. They raid other people's cells too. Because he could be hiding stuff in other people's stuff. You understand what I'm saying? He could be hiding stuff in other people's stuff. Yo, hold this, man. Hold me down on this, that, and the third. They do that. So they raided everybody's stuff. What they did wrong, and we don't know if they did anything wrong, but they trying to say they took the information that was marked legal, his legal notes. But the government said there was nothing in there that had anything that said legal. They wouldn't have known anything that said legal until they went through everything. And they go through God's mail. They go through God's food. They shoes, they clothes, all that stuff. So they rated him based on their system. They rated him based on the fact that he was on that phone on somebody else's card. They was rated because they found out he was on a cell phone. They rated because he's a prisoner, an inmate in jail, and they can. Point blank.
It was a lot of people that was mad, though, that they raided his cell and took his legal notes.
Man, first of all, man, I don't mean to cut you off. I'm sorry, brother. I'm sorry. But that's a bunch of bullshit. They got this whole campaign now, Free Diddy. Black people always got something stupid that they want to grab hold to and not grab hold to what is actually right. If these people have any information, and like I just told you, the Southern District don't come get you until their case is closed. Their case is already done, brother. They know what they're going to go to court in on him. They know what they're going to use, and they know what they're going to win on. They know that he's going to have to take a plea or he's going to be found guilty of. They already know that. And we as black people always want to grab hold to the wrong thing and try to fight for that. How you going to fight for somebody that didn't give a damn about nobody or nothing other than their selves?
Thank you.
But you can. It's okay. It's all right. What I'm saying is this. They did to him what they do to every inmate in the federal, in the state, in the county, in the city jails.
I hear you, but how you feel about the lawyer, Tony Busby, getting sued?
Well, they're going to try to do anything. See, it's just like, if you remember John Gotti, lawyer,
yeah,
right?
I remember that classic movie, yeah.
John Gotti, lawyer, got John Gotti off on every case. So what did the federal government do? They charged John Gotti, lawyer, with some bullshit so he couldn't represent John Gotti. Diddy lawyer know this guy, I think it's Busby or something like that.
Yeah, Tony Busby.
They know he gets and wins a lot of cases. So what do? We get him charged with something so he can't fight these cases. You understand? We put something on him that he can't fight for these cases and fight for these victims and fight for these people that are bringing up charges against him. So now if we do that, what happens? They got to get somebody else that may not be as good as him, may not be as clever as him. His lawyer's trying to do the flim-flam, bro.
That's what they're trying to do? You think so?
It's evident. When do lawyers charge the lawyers for doing their job? Hey, listen here, buddy. Check it out. We can go to court with this case and let the jury make a decision on how much money you give us. Or my client will take this much.
Michael. Man, cooking.
See, money can't make females like you. He the kind that think that they gonna like him because he got some money. All of the pretty females I know in the world, man, they don't like you for no money, man. They like you for your heart.
Man, listen, and these is people, again, who work with Diddy. That's why I try to tell y'all that it says it in this article. In this article, it says that they have people, in this TMZ article right now, it says that one of the people worked for Diddy. I told y'all this. And they're giving testimony as a proffer. If these people would not have given testimony, they would have been charged as co-conspirators. This is what happens when you don't read the paperwork, man. This is what happens when you don't read the fine lines. And this is the thing. A lot of people's lazy. They didn't want to read 100 pages. Even though a lot of those pages were redacted. It was still a whole lot. They was dropping files. It's almost 300 something files right now, I think. Almost 300 case files in this case. In each file, some of them's 15 pages, some of them's 18 pages, some of them's 30 pages, a couple of them 50 pages, one of them was 100 pages. You think them people, these people that come on here and say dumb shit, they don't want to go and read all that paperwork. They don't even know what the hell is going on. That's why I came in here with such conviction. Because I read all the paperwork. All of it. Ticket, how did you read the paperwork? Nigga, it's public information. That's how. And when you read the paperwork, you already have an understanding of what they've lined up to go down at this trial. That's why when everybody was in there yesterday saying, oh yeah, man, the case gonna be messed up, man. I said, man, these people are damn fools. Ticket, man, Diddy got too much money. No, he don't. His money is peanuts to them big dogs. It's nothing. Nigga, they jammed up Harvey Weinstein. Harvey Weinstein went and got his conviction overturned, and guess what they did? They double back red rum bubble bath on his ass. Got his ass right back in there for a retrial right now in New York. What did they do? They came out this time, brought the same two witnesses from the last time, and then marched the 16-year-old girl in that joint to testify against that fool. In the retrial. What is y'all talking about? Them people ain't playing. Oh, Ticket, man, because Tony Busby, he only targeting rich black guys. Man, Tony Busby ain't worried about that shit. That's the light play for him. Do y'all not go look up all the big corporations Tony Busby have sued that are owned by white folks where he getting goddamn $100 million payouts, settlements? These little lawsuits he doing against Shannon Sharp and them, these little penny ante, $50 million lawsuits, that's nothing. That's easy. That's light work for him. This man was suing oil companies owned by rich white trillionaires. But people don't do their homework. They just take anything somebody say on the internet and run with that dumb stuff, man. My people are failed because of a lack of knowledge and understanding. They don't want to do the homework. They don't want to do the research. They want to come on here and say dumb shit, and then when they get proved, they're like a dummy in the end. They want to come back and scream foul. No. You have to do your homework, man. You have to do your research, man. You have to read the files, man. You got people running around here. I keep telling y'all this over and over and over again. They act like they don't even know what Diddy's being charged with. Oh, man, I don't even know what he's being charged with. Y'all listen to these people like parrots. It's right there in the indictment on page 1. What he's being charged with. Let's start off with the racketeering charges, the grand jury charges. Oh, man, how is he charging them with the Cassie beating? It's right there in the paperwork under the racketeering conspiracy charges. He's literally being charged with that ass whooping on Cassie. But people don't want to hear that. They don't want to understand that. What did the feds do? They slow walked his ass. They hit him with superseding indictment after superseding indictment after superseding indictment. Why? Because they didn't want to give him the whole meal up front. Because they didn't want him to have a head start on what he was going to do. He the one asked for a speedy trial. Because he thought that if I get in here quick, they might not be able to, man, they went and scooped up everything. They got stuff they ain't even charging. Read the paper. It say it right in the paperwork. I swear to God. That's why I tell y'all, people do not read. They can't be reading this stuff. They coming off here guessing, talking about, man, they're trying to tear down a black man, man. They're trying to tear down a black man. Well, all Diddy did was go look at all of his artists. I'll play one for you. Mark Curry.
Especially if she's a female of substance. You know, that's just my opinion. You could have money, then one day you can't. So when you go broke, that means you're gonna lose your girl too. Nah, I don't lose females to failure. We go to different.
I want to get your opinion. You was around Puffy, you was on Bad Boy. Looking at this lawsuit, Cassie, she claims that her and Diddy had freak-off sessions where they would get a male prostitute in.
You talking about the freak-off session where they used to do in the...
Now, y'all listen to this. He ain't even finished the sentence about the freak-offs. He didn't even finish the sentence about the freak-offs. And look at it, y'all. Look, let's listen.
Studio and all of that over different entertainers' houses and stuff, where they be having them parties where they won't invite you to. And they be like, we having a party tonight, but this ain't your kind of party. You be like, yeah, I ain't going. I don't want to go. Freak-off parties, when you go in there, they be, yo, let me tell you something.
Now, think about this. I want everybody to use y'all brain. Everybody's listening to this video. I want y'all to use y'all's brain. Because everybody running around, man, it ain't illegal to have no freak-off parties. Nobody said it was illegal to have freaky-deaky parties. Nobody's saying that. The feds are not saying, hey, man, we're charging them for having freaky parties. They're not saying that. Read the paperwork. But what he's going to tell you right here is going to show you the part that's illegal, which is what he admitted that they did. And I told you guys, he admitted they broke the law in order to have these freak-offs. Did y'all not read Cassie's lawsuit, where she said in her lawsuit that she was allegedly given a certain thing by him and thought it was one thing and it was something else, and it gets you hooked? Y'all don't listen. But you gonna listen today. You gonna listen on Monday, because it's gonna be BTA, belt to ass.
We used to go in the club. We go into the nightclub, right? And we go and get to the VIP. All of these girls come around the VIP, and they just be standing there. And like, let me tell you something, man. I'm gonna get back with you. We gotta rewind this back. We used to go when we go to the club, we used to have these bottles, right? And on this bottle, they be regular Moet bottles. On them bottles right there, they've been have something to make the girls be real slippery and all of this kind.
Conspiracy. That's the crime right there. Conspiracy, and then you spike the girls' drinks. He admitted this. His own partners have admitted this on open interviews. It's over with. So all y'all talking about, hey man, hey, you can't argue with them because they was freaking off. Yeah, nigga, they can't make a legitimate decision if the drinks been spiked. So that's like if you go to a club, you spike a girl's drink, take her home, do something with her. Guess what? That's our word. You know why? Because she coherently could not consent. Because you broke the law and spiked her drink. And when you spiked her drink, that took her out of her mind frame to be able to make a logical decision on whether she wanted to be with you or not. It's out of here. This is the part that people don't understand. I don't understand what the hell is wrong with these people, man. But come Monday morning, BTA, belt the ass on all these demons, on every last one of them. Clean this shit up.
Stuff. So when you get up, they be like, don't touch them bottles right there and only drink them bottles right there. So we already knew what the drill was. You just don't mess with them bottles, right? Then all of the girls is in the club after a while. They all running, opening up their mouth like little birds. Just run around just popping pills in their mouth. Pop, pill. And then that was the party. But all of the females that was in it, that's what they wanted. That was what party. It was part of the hip-hop culture. We ain't see nothing wrong with it until Bill Cosby got in trouble. He did one too many. Man, look. Let me tell you something, I don't mean to cut you, this funny. I used to, we used to be on the road, you'd be like, yo, let me go with my Puff room, see what they doing. And you knock on Puff door, he'd be sitting there damn near butt naked. You ever just had a grown-ass man answer his
casting couch? All this shit he's saying is illegal. That's why I don't understand when people say, I don't understand why they're saying Diddy broke the law. He's saying that he coerced these women. How is that? How can you spiking their drinks? How do you control a person's career? Casting couch, get him on video. Say, hey, I got you on video doing these acts. You don't do what I say, I'm gonna expose you to the world. Easy work. A caveman can do this. And you sit up here, what is Diddy being charged with? I don't understand what he's being charged with, man. This isn't fair, man. A tear down on a black man. No. Diddy is a living, breathing scum of the earth. And I said it, nigga. And I stand on that shit. Who like to put his hands on women. Period. He's a walking shit stain in the community that needs to get bleach cracked on that ass. If Diddy was shitty draws, he needs some bleach.
hotel door butt naked and they be like, come on in? You be like, I'll come back. You ever close your eyes, you be like, I guess you're not presentable. And then walk away, because see, what happens is, if they be like, come on in, and then you come on in, they be like, this man just came into my room, I'm sitting there butt-ass naked, I told him to come on in, and he came on in. You be like, so what's going on for the day? Acting like you don't notice he there naked. You be like, bro, put some clothes on. What are you doing? I don't want to see you naked. Grown man stuff. Yo, that's kind of disrespectful. So when you get, that's called the test off. How you make sure you breaking in. Yo, call the artist up here to the room, tell him I want to have a meeting by my tub. He be in there by the tub and stuff, soaking and stuff. Butt ass naked. You be like, how the hell am I supposed to have a meeting with a nigga butt naked in the tub? Nah, man, I'll come back, man. Let me know when you presentable. That, and then freak off parties, man, listen. I'm not an angel. I ain't never did nothing morally incorrect, but I definitely the girls definitely have my share of pretty women and being famous. It just came with the life. But also what came with it was a lesson. Also what came with it was, you know what, you can't keep doing the same thing over and over and over again and still expect to find somebody to truly love you. That right there, those kind of parties kept me from finding somebody who really cared about me. And it took me to leave those kind of parties, those kind of people, all that energy alone, just to even better understand me. That's what I did. That's where I've been. That's why I totally vanished from everything and said, you know, I'm going to be a better man, a stronger man. And that's what I recommended that he do. I'd be like, bro, it's time for you to be a bigger person. But he still wanted to remain minute. And that's what's happening to him today. Shit.
Yeah, that's wild, man. Him opening up the door naked, man. That's weird behavior.
Yeah. Anytime a man's naked around you and they feel comfortable with being naked around you, you know what I'm saying? You be like, something ain't right, man. What do you know what I mean? You know I knocked on the door. You knew it was another dude at the door. Like when I knocked, you know what I'm saying? Then you can just go open the door, come on in. Walking with his butt out. You know, nah, I just closed the door. I'll see you later, bro. I guess y'all not ready for the day. So, that's weird behavior.
Yeah, that is weird, man. But I want to ask you about a rumor. Is it true that Diddy, he got Wendy Williams fired?
Did Diddy get Wendy Williams fired? Yeah, he sure did. And then what happened, it was, I did the Wendy Williams show. Yeah, when if I remember this story right, Wendy Williams she was saying a whole bunch of stuff about Puff that y'all talking about right now. In fact, Wendy Williams was the first one to expose Puff. And the things that she was saying about Puff, the allegations, he was denying them.
She wasn't one of the first. She was one of the first ones, but also it was Professor Griff. Griff was out here cooking Diddy 3 the hard way. And Griff, if you're listening, salute, man, because you was calling this from the beginning. He was talking about the entire industry and the funny style shit these dudes was on. Griff called it out from the beginning. The video's still online. He called this shit out. That's why I don't understand why so many people stand with the bullshit. Y'all know this shit is bullshit. Fear. I don't understand it.
Wendy was in the way saying she knew him. So the more she kept talking about it, the more and more he used his power to get her fired. And then she wasn't supposed to say his name out her mouth again unless she was doing an interview or something like that she could speak on him. So when I went to do the interview, she was really happy to have me on the show because she had a chance to talk about him again. Yeah, that's what happened. Because she was telling about all of these freaky parties and all of that. All of the male-male relationships and talking about the people in those high powers and what they're doing to these little boys like that, giving them record labels. And they're giving these little boys keep it private.
Now, y'all heard that? Y'all hear what he's saying? He giving y'all the layout, but I know y'all don't want to listen. He giving y'all the layout, but y'all don't want to listen. Listen to what he said. He said, "Lil what? What did he say? He said, Lil what? He said, Lil what? Lil what? What did he say? Lil what? Let's play that again. I want y'all to listen to that part of what he said. Because what he's saying, bro, people been dropping these jewels to all this time. And mofos been, oh, they capping. They just said that, they third. Man, come on, man. Cut it out, bro.
To these little boys like that, giving them record labels.
Play it again.
Pinky parties and all of that. All of the male-male relationships and talking about
Hold on, say that again. Say that again. See, y'all don't want to believe this shit. This been people that was around him saying this, man. I can't believe, man. I swear to God, man. I thought this was morals, ethics, and principles. At the end of the day, man. Listen to what this dude said. Mark Curry ain't no Penny Annie nobody, bro. He was somebody that's in the mix. He was there. That's why he gets so much credence.
Again. Yeah, that's what happened. Because she was telling about all of these freaky parties and all of that. All of the male-male relationships and talking about the people in those high powers and what they're doing to these little boys like that, giving them record labels. And they're giving these little boys, every boy they was a bad boy, gave them a record label. Bad boy. Bad boy, get out of here. So Wendy been telling them kind of stories. They was like, damn, she putting out too much information. See, this was before, these kind of things could have been going on forever. From the start, from the beginning of the money, as soon as the check was signed over, what did you have to do? I had to get touched in the booty.
They don't want to believe this, though, man. They don't want to hear these people. When these people say this stuff, oh, man, they capping. They hating. They this. They that. It's always something, bro. It ain't never, hey, man, maybe they keeping it real, bro. Maybe what they saying is true. It's never that. It's always some lame, dry-ass excuse. It really is. It's smash the light, but we should have well over 2,000 likes. I'm cooking 3 the hard way. Because I told y'all the other day when they was talking about, oh, they might lose witness 3, guess what? If they would have lost witness 3, they would have said it in court today. Hey, we don't have witness 3. They're not testifying. They ain't say that. I told y'all wait till the day to court, you're going to find out. And then on Monday, it's going to be fireworks like the 4th of July. And I've been telling people this. Did they want to listen? Hell no. Hell no. They better listen though. Because it's real around here. It's real around here. Let's keep going.
That's not good. But some people is like that. They got that in every walk of life, not just in the music industry. They got police officers is even doing it in the police station now.
Right. But I want to ask you, right? How did Diddy act around females?
Insecure. Like he act like he was the prize in the loaf of Wonder Bread. He's like, he's very insecure. He's very, very don't want to see her talking to no, but don't talk to no. It's almost like, you know how they got a saying called "if she winks, she'll." If he catch you winking, he catch that girl winking, he's offended. Because if you wink, you. But how could somebody be? Certain girls he must have been selfish about, and some females he wasn't as selfish about them as others. Because if he really liked to see people have sex with his girl, then why would he be upset about somebody trying to talk to his girl? So I guess there was a difference between the women that he thought was his, that you can't touch, versus the women that he felt was just the ones you freak off with. Like, did he freak off with Kim Porter? I probably doubt that he would. Did he freak off with Sarah? I highly doubt he would do that. Those would be a different kind of caliber relationship. Did he freak off with Cassie? Yeah, he did that. Why? Because he didn't have as much respect maybe for her that he had for the other females. So even around people, period, like he'd get upset, throw tantrums. This powerful. It's like, don't look at nobody. Don't talk to nobody. You just sit here. That's it. Like, he have a girl sitting in the, man, look, I used to go to his lounge. He used to have a lounge with a pool table and stuff in it. And kitchen and all this. And daddy house. So I go to the lounge. I'm in there shooting pool. And he have a girl that he done had come meet him up there, and she be sitting in the lounge on the chair waiting on him to come. He ain't come. He ain't get to the studio about 3 hours later. I'm in there shooting pool. I be like, you want a drink? She be like, yeah. By the time he come in, the girl like me now. I left her here for 3 hours with some drink and me? Oh, man, it's a problem. He be like, he'd be very uncomfortable with that. And I would have been too, because I'm like, you leaving her here and you not paying her no attention. The only thing she wants is somebody to pay her a little bit of attention. She here because she want you to pay her attention, but you're not paying her no attention. So the first person that come and pay her attention, she gonna laugh and giggle and drink. But he gonna come in, he ain't gonna like it. That's what kind of person he is, not gonna like it. I remember one time I brought a girl to the lounge to meet me, and it happened to be a girl that he liked when he was in high school, and he was mad that I cracked her. He was like, where you meet her? I said, I met her at the club. Bro, I met her at the club. Then it was a time when they be like, yo, send Mark Curry back to Atlanta. I was doing too much. I was like, man, I'm going to the club tonight. I'm going to crack all the pretty girls. And I was doing it. I had this crib over there, to all of the perks and all of this. Man, you crazy. That created a big problem. You could tell when certain girls I would talk to and I would get on, he'd be like, he ain't like that. Not the ones that he been like us since high school. You leave him alone. I ain't know it.
Yeah, he wasn't feeling that, huh? But I want to ask you, what you think about the rumor that Diddy had something to do with Tupac getting killed?
With Puffy want to have Tupac out of here. Okay. Let me tell you something interesting. The day that Jake got killed in the club in Atlanta, Suge's friend, Suge flew from Atlanta to New York. He picked up Misa and Justin and then flew to Los Angeles. So you remember the things of what Suge was doing to people. Suge was he'd sleep with Chili. He had a relationship with her. Suge was running around trying to act like he was with Misa. So he was doing everything he could do to possibly get up under this man's skin. So if Suge was with Misa and had Puff's son, and Tupac is talking about it, do you not think Puff would be upset about that?
Absolutely.
All right, so with that being said, he has all good intentions to be upset, right? And we see a sign of him being jealous over women and the things that we see him do to women. If a man to put his hand on a woman, can you imagine the other things he's capable of doing? He don't have no morals. So when you asking that question, some questions are there for people that have to put the 1 and 2 together to come up with the 3. If I just sat there and told you flat out this, man, that's a pretty wicked conversation. But you could put it together though. When you look at it, it was all in the tabloids. Tupac was he had songs where he's saying, first off, F the bitch in the click you claim, West Side to the Diamond, you know what I'm saying? Bad boy for life, your wife. You understand that song? Hit him up. He did Biggie Smalls, Junior Mafia, some Mark at, you know what I'm saying? A man that put a whole song out like that and embarrassed the shit out of insecure man. He said it. So I mean, we and then never, and you ain't never heard them have a conversation, apologize, anything about it. It just happened the way it happened. Oh yeah, well this is how that goes. And then you have Biggie coming out with the Who Shot You? Separate the wheat from the opsa. Lead hard to creep the Brooklyn streets. It's on there. All that bickering beef. I could see sweat trickling down your cheek. Your heartbeat sound like Sasquatch feet. He did that song, and then Tupac did Hit 'Em Up. The click and you big, you claim, you understand? And when they played that song in the club, I was offended. I ain't like that Tupac song myself. I felt like that was just so disrespectful for the DJ to play that song. And he know bad boy, it's a bad boy party, and he gonna play that song. Acting like he don't know. So it was a big problem. It was a big problem that was going on within. They were saying, New York, big city of dream. Snoop and them. There was a whole East Coast standing against the West Coast at one time. Behind these same kind of things, man. So can I say he had anything to do with it? I can't say if he did or not, but I can say that everything else that comes behind what happened, it adds up.
Eric runs up, right? The guy that Keefe D alleges gave him the gun that shot Tupac in Vegas. Diddy, he was cool with him, right?
There's pictures of them on the internet, all over the internet. It's Google Puffy and Von Zip. They got pictures. They knew each other. He knew him. Both of them knew each other. I knew him. I knew both of them. Yeah. Von Zip he used to date my sister. Because a lot of people be like, that was my sister's. He used to call me brother-in-law when he see me. So I knew him too before I knew Puff.
Now, I just want y'all to hear these things that this man is saying, because like I said before, and I want to get back to some of the beatings. Let's get to that.
Behind him. And he keep going back. You be like, man, look, I said, yo, it's going to make you corny. So this night when I was at Justin's, he came in the restaurant. He was like, Curry, you right. He's like, yo, I just left New York. That was making me corny as hell. So I'm sitting right here eating. Wolf and Riz is sitting right here eating. And me and Wolf was, I knew Wolf very well in Atlanta because at this time, Wolf was he was upset. He was upset with Puff, right? Because Puff wasn't really using them for security in Atlanta anymore. And when he came to Atlanta, he didn't need them because he had Meech and BMF and all of those guys to hang out with. So he didn't have to give Puff this check, right? So he didn't give Puff the check. He didn't have to give Wolf that check. So Wolf was upset too because he wasn't financially in the place where he wanted to be. He needed to be. Wolf still was running around being the Wolf. He was still running around being a bad boy, a real bad boy, not the entertainer. We still having to do things in the street. Still is like, damn, what's it like having to have a friend like Puff and turn around and still got to be a dude who in the streets? You be like, damn, my friend got millions of dollars and I still got to go out here and risk my life to get money. So he was like, yo, I'm having to take these chances to get money. This dude is not giving me the check. So he had, they had kind of grew apart at one time. And one time we was in the club and I knew Wolf was mad at Puff and they started arguing. And Wolf took Puff and touched every table in the VIP with his head. Boom, boom, boom. I was like, damn, he's really mad. So then Puff was really scared. He was really, really scared of this dude because he was really going angry with him. Then that night when I seen him in the club, in the restaurant, he was like, Mark, I want you to hang out with me. Don't leave me tonight. Just hang out with me. So I was like, bet. So we jumped inside his car. We went to Magic City. I had my friends follow me. We go to Magic City. We already knew that Wolf was looking for his girl, who happened to be with Meech and his crew. It was somebody in his crew that was dating his girl. So he already felt disrespected by that. Like, y'all gonna talk to my girl, that's disrespect. He not giving me the money when he come, not making no money with this dude. And then also, you the security, like all of this. So then, he grew very upset with that. And that night, he was like, don't leave my side. And I didn't. And then when we got in that club and they started throwing the money at the girls, and I didn't have no money at the time, so I felt out of place. And I was kind of saying to myself, you know what? If we were all in here together, they would have went in that bag and said, Curry, here go 400, here go 200, throw your money. And I was like, it didn't happen like that. So I was like, you know what? Maybe it's best for me to just leave because I could tell we not together on this, right? So I left and then I went home. And then when I went home, my partner told me that they found out where Meech was when they was at Magic City. They found out where they was. And then they went up there to the club up in Buckhead. And then the altercation happened. And then it was disrespect. Like, I think he called Wolf Girl a bitch. And then that made him feel away. Then he goes back outside. They let him know that Wolf and Riz is outside waiting on them to come out. They already executed, sent some more people outside. When they came outside, they came behind Wolf and Riz and shot him and killed him right there on the street. That's what happened to Wolf and Riz. That happened on November the 11th. November 11th that happened. 19 what? 19 what? 19? No, 2003. 2003.
Right. If you can, give me the play-by-play of exactly everything that took place when Suge Knight pit Diddy in the headlock. Because you're the first person to tell this story. So break it down to a T where people won't be confused.
All right. So I'm working first. I'm more than...
And see, here's the thing, the great thing about Art of Dialogue and the interviews that he did. Y'all hear all these people's names he's dropping in these stories? Remember they said all that list of names they got in that indictment? Bro, you can imagine how many names and stories are going to drop in this trial, bro. Again, I told you guys, this shit is bigger than O.J. Simpson. You guys have to imagine, they got 190 celebrity names on that list. Do you know how many names and different stories are going to be dropped in this trial over the course of the next 2.5, 3 months? Put that in your brain. And then think about how many celebrities they have probably subpoenaed or people they've got to come testify on certain situations that you guys don't even know about. Think about what I just said to y'all. It's crazy work, man. Crazy work. And I think everybody needs to sit out here and understand this situation is going down. And I believe when everybody realizes, recognizes, and understands this, what the situation really is and how it's really going down, I think that people are going to see, man, they're going to say, man, this is crazy work, bro. Crazy work, bro. But y'all going to see. You better have your popcorn ready for Monday.
He had just got fired. So part of him being upset was like, Suge, go shake that nigga down. So guess what Suge did? Went and shook him down. Didn't he have Mary J. Blige and Jodeci on his management? So that does mean the plan worked, right? That means some kind of way between those two individuals, something was talked about in order for us to get her.
Oh, and remember, Kirk Burrows brought up certain celebrity names in his lawsuit. Kirk Burrows made certain allegations against Diddy in his lawsuit. Kirk Burrows was the president of Bad Boy. So you think he don't know? If you think Kirk Burrows don't know, you got a problem. If you think he don't know about all these different things, Kirk Burrows know what all.
And I reflect, and I'm like, man, I do remember seeing him be being physically violent towards females. I seen him be physically violent towards producers, other record execs, even artists. Always those kind of stories, man. But those stories are seen from the inside out, not from the outside in.
Thank you. Peep what he said. Those stories are seen from the inside out, but you got niggas running around here talking about the truth behind this, the truth behind that. Them niggas weren't even never there. But then they'll talk shit about the people who was there. Make it make sense. Now, when you hear this in court, all the people that's outside been saying shit, you fit to hear what happened with the people that's on the inside. That's the part that's gonna blow the socks off the world. Why in the hell would you listen to somebody who wasn't on the inside versus people who were on the inside? Make that make sense. That's why when Mark Curry say all these things, bro, man, y'all need to understand, man.
So it's just like sometimes you can tell, as a man, you be like, look, we're gonna need a fair one, or we are one-on-one, a fair one-on-one, and we fight as men so we can come to a we can come to a resolution, right? So sometimes we fight as men, but you see that sometimes they fight. They keep fighting. They fighting with women. They fighting with people. They fighting with love. They fighting with they self. I seen him fight with his own self. I seen him be violent to his own self. Forget anybody else. I seen him beat his own self up.
Wow, what you mean by that?
Meaning you putting yourself through so much stuff. You beating your own self up. You bringing yourself down with whatever kind of things you need at that time, whether it be alcohol, whether it be pills or whatever it is that you need. Sometimes people get addicted to pills. And when they get addicted to pills, that it alters the ego. All of that kind of stuff, devices. I seen it all, man.
And you said that you seen him get physical with his own artists?
Meaning like producers, mainly the hitmen. Mainly the producers. And what I mean by physical, it'd be like sometimes it might be a physical fight between him and someone else. And you say, wow, you're fighting even with your own artists. You're fighting when you go home. You're fighting with people in your office. You're fighting with your girlfriend. You're fighting with me. You just want to fight everybody, don't you? And that's what, when you think of that name, that might be what he defines Bad Boy. It's really about that energy that he feels like what makes him. That's what makes him. He's I always seen violence in him, man. Not only so we can say females, yes. I seen him violent with women. I seen him violent with dudes. I seen him try to be violent with me. That didn't work. It didn't even go as far as you could throw me. I'm a grown man. I just how you talk to me and all of that. I respect you. You respect me back. If you have a problem respecting me, I have a hard time respecting you. I don't care how much money you got. Money don't mean nothing to me. You know what I mean?
Right. So I want to backtrack to a comment you made earlier. You said that Diddy, he was phone tapping Kim Porter's phone. Can you go more into detail about that?
Yeah, but it was the other day
they talk about the control, coercing, and remember Kim Porter's name was on that list in the court, y'all. Y'all remember this stuff? Her name was on that list. Her name, Al B. Sure's name. Bro, I got a feeling all this stuff's gonna come up. When they talk about coercion, control, all of these things, people say, oh, well, how is he doing it? Man, listen to what the people been telling y'all this. What the hell is wrong with y'all ears? I don't know what he's being charged with. I don't understand. Man, listen, man. Like I said before, man.
Did a whole thing with the girl that he was dating was the one that was putting the wiretaps and all of that out. It was a clear case. She came, hey, I was the one who was doing the wiretaping and all of this, right? The captain. So I knew about this before she came out and said that she was the one that was doing it. I was sitting there like, damn, he know everything she doing. He know her conversation. I'm sitting there like when I'm sitting there right there next to him when I'm hearing them saying, this is what Shakira Stewart was saying to Kim Porter on the phone that made him mad. That made him so mad at Shakira Stewart when he went to L.A. Reid party, hit him with the chair. You don't think if he hit a man with a chair for dating this girl, you know, they're going to have a fight at home too. You know what I mean? That's why, you know, they say he busts her nose up on the boat. And have you ever been to Sandro Pay's here, brother?
Now, he ain't lying. That's all in the music too. You ever been to Sandro Pay? Seen a brother play the mandolay? Uh-huh. That was in the song.
Remember that was in the song?
I need a girl.
I need a good woman next to me. So didn't it happen in what was it, Sandro Pay? Like that island. And then he bust her nose. They had a shit. She said they tried to make it seem like she slipped and fell. She slipped and fell and broke her nose. Nah, the truth was she slipped and fell and landed on his fist. Yeah, but that's what happens when you put your hands on females. I don't really have much respect for a man who's physically abusive towards women, man. I kind of think they be kind of suspect. I'd be like, man, you know, girls fight girls. Men fight men. Men fight big problems. Women ain't one of your problems you should have, you know, especially if you got money, you rich. How you gonna be rich and still beating your girl up and you rich? Come on, man. Kid, you rich. You supposed to have everything you want. Go ahead. Let's.
Speaking of suspect, because you made a few comments about, you know, Diddy being suspect. Is he? Is he suspect? Is he in the men or?
To me, just getting naked around another man is suspect. Because how do you sit there and look, you butt naked, him and Aaron Hall sitting there, what they comparing meats? It's like, come on, that's suspect right there, right alone. Because you be like, I'm not going to sit here and make love, because even though we could label it having just sex, I was never the kind of person that just got off into having sex. I was into to making love. You know what I'm saying? The art of that. And I never made love to a woman around another man sitting there watching masturbating. You know what I'm saying? So maybe the whole everything was just wrong. Just the whole even getting naked around another man and still having the ability to stand erect. Something's wrong. My joint will shrivel up just like that. You be like, what's wrong? What the fuck is he doing? What's he looking at? You said he looking at you. Oh, come on, man. That's very suspect. I could never get off by seeing another man sleep with my lady. Because if that's not my lady then.
And you can't call him a liar. You know why people can't call him a liar? Because Aaron Hall said that. Aaron Hall, you can't call him a liar because Aaron Hall said that in the actual, and let me say it again, Aaron Hall said that in the actual interview he did on the Culture Vulture, Vladimir's channel. Aaron Hall, straight up, he said it. He said, yeah, they used to see me. They see how big my chain is. Aaron Hall said it straight like that. It's right on YouTube. That interview is still on YouTube right now, where he was bragging about these dudes seeing the size of his beefcake while he's giving it to these girls. He said it. So can't nobody come and say, oh, man, he lying, man. I don't believe that. Aaron Hall admitted it.
But you know, once you get that money and then you lose that respect, first you got to think about this. Is he sleeping with the help? He's sleeping with the help. Now you did this to your artist, bro. This is somebody who came to you to ask you for an opportunity to help them grow to become something, and you sleeping with your artist. Number one downfall right there. You're sleeping with the help. And then what makes you want to sleep with the help? Control. I just want to have total control over this individual. I want them I want them to know that I'm the one that's over them. I'm in control of their soul. I can make them. I can get them money. I can take them and show them around the world and still whoop their ass. That's crazy. That's insane. That's insanity, brother.
Do you recall any situations where you seen Diddy get into it with a female?
Now, let's say cases like, let's say a case where it might be a female that likes you. She naturally just like you, but he likes her, but she likes you. He's upset about that. He don't like that, the fact that she like you and don't like him, because he done worked hard to get the money, the jewelry, the cars, the house, the pool, the everything else that he think he needs in order to make himself feel like that person, that man. And then you don't have to have none of that, and this female still likes you even more than she likes him. He hates that. So that to me, I call that a man who has a problem with real men.
That's crazy, man. So you'll feel the type of way for a female wanting one of his friends and not him.
Yeah, he got to be the one, the shiny suit. That's why he put on the shiny suit. It's only one shiny suit. Can't be two shiny suits in the video, man. It's only one shiny suit. It can't be two.
Man, y'all see what it is. So, for everybody that just came in here, they got a new victim, and the new victim is not new. The new victim has always been in the paperwork, but today they presented in court that, yeah, this victim is probably going to testify under their real name. Victim number 5. Now, I told you guys this. So, people acting like, oh, man, they bringing this at the last minute. No, they didn't. It's been in the paperwork for over a month. I read all this stuff to y'all. That's why I be reading the paperwork on my channel. Whenever y'all come to my channel, y'all see us put paperwork on the screen. That's why when everybody continue, and people are still saying this, oh, man, well, what is Diddy being charged with? You see it right there. The racketeering conspiracy. Count 1, he's being charged with racketeering conspiracy. That is like he's facing up to life in prison just for that. This is the part people running around here talking about, I think Diddy gonna get off. Are y'all got daggone minds? The grand jury charges under the racketeering. Under the RICO, we've already seen the evidence of that. And they talking about, oh man, it's gonna taint the jury pool. But no, it ain't. Because as soon as the jury would have went in there and watched the same video in the court, it would have already, boom. The only thing that video did is help everybody else see it, because you would have never saw it, because in the federal court, they don't never put those federal courts on TV. You would have only heard explanations. You would have never saw the graphic nature. And like I said, these people always ask for evidence. When somebody make accusations, man, I ain't no evidence, man. This is BS. Then when they get evidence, now they crying about the evidence that was displayed against Diddy. Nah, man, keep that same energy. Y'all wanted evidence. They dropped the tape, showed y'all the evidence. And then this is how sick these people are. This is how disgusting that people are. In real life, though, that they think that money is supposed to overcome those ass whoopings for them and their moral compass. Oh, man, she got paid, man. How she get paid and they still drop that videotape, man? That's God casting judgment right there. That's him showing everybody who you really are in front of the whole world. Period. You saw it. Y'all want to see proof. Then when y'all see the proof, y'all get mad when y'all see the proof. And y'all cry about, oh, it's going to taint the jury. No, it ain't. Because that same video would have been played in court in front of a jury, and the jury would have had the same reaction. So it wouldn't have mattered. That video, shit, it don't matter if you saw it at trial, before trial, during trial. You're going to feel the same way. And guess what? That video is right there in the paperwork. Read right there in the paragraph. I blew it up for y'all. These assaults were at times witnessed. Hold on, let me start up top. Sean Combs, the defendant, was recurrent and widely known, right? On numerous occasions, and at least in or about 2009. They're saying they got more incidents than this one. And for continuing years, Combs assaulted women by, amongst other things, striking, punching, dragging, throwing objects at, and kicking them. These assaults were at times witnessed by others and included one instance at a Los Angeles hotel in or about March 2016, which was captured on video and later publicly reported, where Combs kicked, dragged, and threw a vase at a woman as she was attempting to leave. That's Cassie. When a member of the hotel security staff intervened, Combs attempted to bribe the staff member to ensure silence. So everybody said, oh man, he ain't being charged with Cassie. He is. Right there under the RICO, he's being charged with bribery. He's being charged with kidnapping. It's right there. Read it right there. I want y'all to read this, and I'm gonna lead y'all. Count one in the indictment. This is on page 1, y'all. Racketeering conspiracy. The grand jury charges. This is what he's being charged with now. Number 1, for decades, Sean Combs, the defendant, abused, threatened, and coerced women and others around him to fulfill his sexual desires. How could you get the girls to coerce? They spike their drinks. Mark Curry just told y'all that on open tape. Case closed. What is these dudes arguing about? Case closed. But what they're going to do is they're not only going to bring more witnesses, they're going to show y'all evidence. That's what you're going to court for. They're going to show y'all evidence of this. And then all these people are going to shut their mouths. I didn't know Diddy was doing all that. Because, see, they didn't put it. No. That's how the system works. They bring the evidence out when you go to court. They bring out the evidence when you go to court. Right? It says the defendant abused, threatened, coerced women and others around him to fulfill his sexual desires, protect his reputation, and conceal his conduct. To do so, Combs relied on the employees, resources, and influence of multifaceted business empire that he led and controlled, creating a criminal enterprise whose members and associates engaged in and attempted to engage in, among other crimes, sex trafficking, forced labor, kidnapping, arson, bribery, obstruction of justice. I can give y'all the whole play right now. The kidnapping, proven on Cassie's tape. She tried to leave, the nigga held her against her will. Kidnapping, right there. The arson, Kid Cudi situation. They have the police report, fire department report. Kid Cudi is probably going to testify. That case is closed right there. Bribery, they're going to have the hotel worker that Diddy bribed, allegedly, with $100,000 for that tape, come in and testify. That's the bribery right there. And that's the obstruction of justice as well. I don't know what else y'all want to talk about. The sex trafficking was in count 2. That's a whole different charge. And then the prostitution is in count 3. That's a whole different charge. So even if he gets found guilty on just the racketeering charge, that's life. That's what people don't understand. It's all in the paperwork, man. It's all in the paperwork, bro. And everybody says, well, where's this big co-conspirators and all this big? They're all testifying. They're giving proffer agreements. It's right there in the paperwork. And it said that the government, this is why Diddy's team is full of shit. It says that the government has provided the details of the proffers of each victim's anticipated testimony and corroborating evidence. They didn't just say testimony. They said they have evidence to corroborate that Diddy's team has already been presented with. These motherfuckers know what time it is. Think about this. Further, the accounts of the non-statutory victims and those of the statutory victims corroborate each other. I mean, what do they mean by non-statutory and statutory? The victims that are being charged, and the victims who are not being charged in this case, but have also been victimized and came with their evidence and are also showing the coalition to this situation. And I've been told y'all, they got minors in this case. Y'all think it's a game. You're going to find out on Monday. Think it's a game till them things come out. Y'all finna find out on Monday. The minors was in the paperwork. Who revealed that? Diddy's lawyers. Diddy's lawyers the one that revealed in the paperwork that is minors in that paperwork. That's his lawyers that revealed that. His lawyers. That's the part that's like eating me up, is that his lawyers have admitted. And basically the way they wrote it, the way his lawyers wrote it, it leans towards it being more than one. Because they, in the paperwork, they put minor victim number 2. So the other ones was crossed out. So where was minor victim number 1? Diddy's lawyers put that in the paperwork about this case. But everybody's ignoring that because they want to praise the devil. Well, guess what? The devil getting ready to get taken down. And I don't want to hear no change up and act like they didn't hear nothing about minors, because when people have been telling them about this whole time, it's in the paperwork. But when you don't read the paperwork, when you read it but you want to ignore it because you got a narrative to push, nah, man. I thought we were supposed to protect the youngins, bro. That's what I thought. Again. Right? But y'all definitely let me know what y'all think. And tell me, why did these lawyers put that in the paperwork? If that's not true, I want everybody to think about this. If it wasn't true, why did Diddy's lawyers put that in the paperwork? I wonder why. Why did Diddy's lawyers put that in the paperwork? They the ones put it in the paperwork, not me. I'm talking about Diddy's lawyers. Right? Then y'all remember the lawsuit from Y'all remember his lawsuit from Kirk Burrows. Kirk Burrows' lawsuit was damning. And all the information he gave, he was the president of Bad Boy. Come on, man. This man got all these people turning in evidence, testifying against him, bro. It's gonna get ugly. Sad part about it is they know it. They just gonna keep ignoring it, man. It's sad, bro. It's sad, man. You know what I'm saying? But that's why you always gotta stay on point and stay prayed up, man. Because the world we live in now, man, I'm telling y'all this, man. I'm telling y'all not what I think. I'm telling you what I know. And that's why, you gotta just, man, like I said before, bro. But why they ain't talking about that, y'all? Answer that question. I want everybody to answer that question. Why is all these people that's talking about free Diddy and innocent Diddy, why they ain't talking about what Diddy's lawyers put in the paperwork about that, the minor victim? They put that in the paperwork, not me. All you gotta do is go read the paperwork. They put that in the paperwork. Diddy's lawyers put that in their paper. They revealed that information. They probably wish they would have redacted that now, so we couldn't see that at least until the trial came up. You know what I mean? At least until the trial came up. But yeah, they put it in there. And don't tell me I'm lying, because I have proof. Don't tell me, oh, you capping ticket. No, I'm not. I got proof. I got proof. And if you test me, I will show that proof. You want to test me? Do you want to test me? Okay. All right, cool. I'll show you right now. There's the paperwork right there from Diddy's lawyers. Right there. That's from Diddy's law firm. As y'all can read right there, it says on behalf of Sean Combs. Right? Now it talks about all these victims. Y'all see that? Now let me blow this up so y'all can see this. What does that say right there? The rest of that, all that whole information is redacted. That's going to be revealed in court. That's going to be revealed in court. Look, it's right there. All I did was just yellow it out so y'all could see it. I blew it up and yellowed it out. This is all filed in the courts. But don't nobody want to talk about that. That's what you call that work. This is Diddy's lawyers writing about this. Where's minor victim number 1 at? You don't know because it's all redacted. All the rest of it. But y'all, like I said before, niggas don't want to stand on business. Suffer the children, man. Diddy's lawyers put that in the paperwork. This ain't the government. You can go check the filing yourself. It's right there in front of your face. Date and all, pinned at the top. It's right there. Like I said before, this is what happens when you praise people and shit like this. And I told y'all this. All this stuff is coming up in the trial. But they don't want to listen. They don't hear me though. This was all in the case filings. It's right there. It's right there in the paperwork. TMZ never reported on this. I wonder why. I wonder why TMZ never reported. Or if they did report on it, I didn't see it. You see it. Go look in the paperwork. But, and they, like I said, they redacted, they marked out that whole entire paragraph. They don't want y'all to see none of that information in public until the trial starts. So, and remember, this is information Diddy's lawyers wanted removed from the trial. They lost that ruling. They tried to get all of these other victims removed from the trial, from being able to testify. That's what this filing was about. That's what this filing was about. I hope y'all know that. So when Diddy's lawyers made this filing, they went one by one with each of the things that they wanted to keep out. You see all the different victims they had over there. They wanted to keep their testimonies out. You can read all the paperwork. I ain't even put all the pages up there. Shout out to the brother Diddy docket for having all the paperwork lined up. And he got it all correct. So it's a link that you can go see all the paperwork. You can knock yourself out. You can go take all with this weekend and go read all that paperwork pertinent to this trial. That way on Monday, a lot of this shit ain't gonna surprise you. The only stuff that's gonna surprise us is the stuff that they ain't talked about that's marked out that we ain't gonna see to the trial for safety and security purposes. Yeah. The niggas wonder why I'm going hard in the paint. This why. Salute to everybody that's tapped on in, man. Appreciate all y'all showing love. Ask them to explain this. Ask them to explain why Diddy's lawyers wanted these testimonies removed from the trial. And the judge approved that these people could testify. So why did Diddy's lawyers want these testimonies removed? This was filed last month. Look at the date. Y'all see the date up there? 17th of last month. Yep. So yeah, appreciate all y'all tapping on in. And now they're talking about, like I told y'all today, they've now found that they're gonna pull up the 5th victim. I told you, they just gonna, one victim doesn't come, they're gonna pull up another victim they got. You've already put in the paperwork. They're gonna say, hey, come on and testify. Gene Deal said it the best. They're not gonna come get you unless they got you. Not the Southern District of New York. They're not coming to play with you. Case like this, with Sean Diddy comes, they're not coming to lose this case. This would be a big black eye if they came and they weren't prepared. And people keep saying, I don't think they got enough evidence. Man, bro, this shit is going to be laughable come next week. They're going to all get exposed as being doorkeepers for the industry. Oh, man, I don't think they have enough. How the fuck do you think they ain't got enough evidence and you don't even know the evidence? You haven't even read the filings to know what evidence has been presented. If you read the filings, you would have known they got hell of evidence. Diddy's lawyers were complaining there's so much evidence, they needed more time when they're the ones that asked for a speedy trial. That's why I tell y'all, these people don't make sense. I don't think the feds have strong evidence. What do you mean? Diddy's team is literally asking for more time for all the evidence that they say they have that they ain't got time to go through. And they're the ones that asked for a speedy trial. And think about this, y'all. This ain't it, because if anything goes wrong in this, they probably got enough on Diddy to bring him back again on completely different charges. Like I said before, man, salute to everybody that's tapped into the channel, man. You know what I mean? Appreciate all of you guys. Like, share, subscribe, man. And y'all definitely let me know what y'all think. All right, you guys, so we appreciate everybody that popped in, supported this video. Make sure that you guys shop our merch. We got that new A-Weapons merchandise right there below this video. All you got to do is look below. The links will be pinned at the top of the comment section as well to get the merch, to donate, support the channel, and subscribe to our podcast show. You'll see all those links pinned at the top of the comment section of this video. And we appreciate everybody that supports this channel and our networks. Also, that straight drop weight loss formula. Go to the website. You guys will see that. A link for that will be pinned at the top of the comment section as well. Go right there for all of your weight loss needs. Straight drop weight loss formula. We have a lot of testimonials on the website. You can go to www.str-8-drop.com and get you some of the weight loss formula today. Take your weight loss serious. Get in the gym. Work out, exercise, and do what you got to do. Stay on point. We appreciate everybody that's been locked into this video. Again, all the links are pinned at the top of the comment section below. Salute to all of y'all. And again, we appreciate everybody who support what we doing over here.